journey, because there's a few people, including Jamie George, who've not made it because of the storm. I know it's been a bit tricky for a few of us.
Yeah, so the storm certainly made it very difficult to get across here to Dublin. After a number of cancelled flights, there was a good number of coaches on a certain flight coming out of Bristol late last night. After being very delayed, came into land in Dublin. The pilot had to abort that landing and go round again and go in the second time, and incredible skill to land that plane, and he got a very well-deserved round of applause after landing.
We were looking forward to hearing from Jamie George. This would have been the first time we would have heard from him, obviously, since you named him as the next England captain. Obviously, sadly, he's not been able to make it, but it seems to have been a great reaction to that announcement. Jamie, obviously, a really popular guy.
He certainly is, and I think he has great relationships with people. That's one of his greatest strengths. And I think by the strength of the bonds that he has with people, it makes those, sometimes as captain, you have to have some pretty difficult conversations, pretty robust conversations. By the nature of the strength of those bonds, he's able to have those conversations, and the relationship's just as strong afterwards. He's a guy that I think he's a very positive character. He's a guy that generally always has a smile. And that's very, very important as he leads this team.
What's top of your list then? Because we know you headed to Girona, you're going to train in the sunshine, I think. But what's top of your list once you get this new group of players together?
Yeah. Well, I think what we've tried to do over the last 12 months or so is, in small steps and in key decisions, is ensure we're clear on the direction the England team is heading in and what it means to be an England rugby player and what the playing for England demands. And what's important with that foundation is that we ensure we reset that we understand where we came from, where we are now, and where we're going to go next. And we'll get on the pitch, or we'll start running on Thursday. I think that the players have been playing in some pretty intense competitions in Premiership in Europe over the last period, so I'm going to ensure they have a couple of days to regenerate, recharge, a day to get aligned, organised, and then we'll get on the grass and start training hard.
At the last Six Nations, you'd only been in the job for a matter of weeks. Do you feel that there's a much greater expectation this time around, especially given finishing third at the World Cup?
I think whenever you're involved with England rugby, there is expectation upon the team. And I remember just over 12 months ago when I was asked to come and coach the team. I was coaching at Leicester Tigers, a fantastic club, and making the decision of whether to come and coach England, and I jumped at the opportunity. And I know there's expectation, I know there's attention on the team. There always is. Always want to be involved with a team that has that level of expectation. And what we need to do, clearly, the performance over the last number of years, and it goes back a fair number of years now, in the Six Nations hasn't been at the required standard. We know that, and I'm very clear with the players regarding that. What we need to do is take a different approach and a different mindset, a different preparation going into this tournament, and that's what we're doing. You've talked about Girona, a new camp for us, travelling straight into Rome for the first game, and certainly there's aspects of our training and our preparation are going to change because they need to get the results we want.
Okay, I'm going to open it up.
Steve, where do you think it maybe went wrong over the last few years? I know Eddie was renowned as being kind of a World Cup coach, wasn't he? Do you think he focused more on that than doing well in the Six Nations? Do you think it maybe meant less to him than an Englishman like this one?
I think what's important is looking at what's happened on the grass in games. What can we learn from those experiences? And this is very much now looking ahead to what we need to do and the mentality we have as a team going forward. And that's been an important aspect over the last 12 months. Because lots of people question the England team's mentality. It's been the mindset of the players has been questioned a lot. What I see a group of players is that really fight, they compete, developed a way to find a way to win. And I'm seeing that now the way they're playing in the Premiership and in Europe. And what I'm going to do is harness those traits, make sure that's clear and translate into this England team, so that we play and train with an intensity that is a level up from where we've been previously.
I mean, last year was obviously
Last question.
start of a rebuild and then getting third place in the World Cup maybe surprised a few people. Are we now saying that England should be one of the favourites in this tournament?
I think for as long as I can remember, people would talk about England going into this tournament, regardless of where England were. People would talk about England being one of the favourites. Now, what's clear is that Ireland and France have set the standards for a number of seasons now. That's great credit to them, their coaches, their players. Now, for us, that's not where we're at. For us, that's not where this team's been at, but it's where we want to be. We want to be competing. And that's when I talk about a different mindset, a different mentality. We haven't been competing for the trophy at the end of it now, but we want to. So what do you do to get there? If you know where you want to go, concentrate on the step that's right in front of you. And that's Italy, a week on Saturday. That's our focus. So I say again, the mindset and attitude we bring to that game, the intensity with which we prepare for that game, the intensity with which we deliver from a concentration, and a physical intensity. That's what we've got to aspire to raising that level.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Good.
Trip home.
See you.
Everybody.
Bye.